Welcome to a very special edition, the annual tradition around here for View from the West podcast. It is, of course, the UniView State Championship preview episode. Mitch Stormer alongside me. I'm Greg Armstrong. Mitch, this is the episode we look forward to. We put the legwork in. We find the photos. We get the look and the aesthetic of every team playing for a state championship game this weekend. Here we go. It's time to talk some uniforms, my friend.
Yeah, this is the most comprehensive podcast / YouTube exclusive, I guess, episode that we'll do where we deep dive everything about these games, excluding everything important, and we'll talk only about the aesthetics and how these teams are going to look and judge or make our predictions based solely on who has the better uniform.
That's right. It's prediction time, but solely based on what they look like on the field. And when I say look, I don't mean what they look like X's and O's wise, strictly by helmet, by jersey, by pants, by color scheme, all of the important stuff, you know?
Especially stripes. We're going to talk about stripes tonight for sure.
Well, and we're going to get into it as we go, but Mitch has his rules about uniform. I don't have hard and fast rules. Mitch, you got some rules or tendencies that you tend to abide by or that you need to see to make a perfect uniform.
Yes, and there are exceptions, but yes, there are general rules of thought that will I'm sure that we'll cross that bridge as we move through it. We got a good lineup of 16 uniforms here, Greg. Some classics, some teams that we've seen every single year probably. Some updates to some of those classic uniforms, but yeah, looking forward to talking about these 16 teams with you.
Mitch, we got some helmet stickers coming up and they're in full force. So
that's a outstanding addition to this episode.
Let me tell you, I gotta be honest. Truth be told, when we started this podcast, you really opened me up to helmet stickers and the appeal that they can add to a uniform.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't appreciate them as much as I maybe should have back in the day.
When done right, you know, you get some of the, and look, I don't care. Kids can they can arrange them however they like, but when you put them in like shapes and stuff, like, yeah, no, just fill them up from the back to the front. That's all you need. But yeah, pride stickers are awesome. I've always been an advocate for them. We had them when I played, and I could always appreciate when teams do it. I think maybe they're making a comeback here, Greg.
All right, real quick, because I always want to ask, I never think about it. What were the pride sticker? What was the decal? And what did you get? How did you earn it?
So ours were footballs on offense and crossbones on defense.
Ooh, there you go.
You had to each kind of like individual stat was worth a certain amount of points, and then once you reach a certain point threshold, you would get a sticker.
Ah, that's cool. All right, so it's not just like one play automatically makes a sticker.
Outside of a touchdown, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go.
I think a touchdown was an automatic one.
It's already the good stuff we're getting into here. So, you know, a little history lesson to everybody listening, to everyone who's watching along on this. This is, I believe, our 5th UniView State Championship preview.
I was curious about that. I didn't know if it was 5 or 6.
I think it's 5. It could be 6, but it's definitely 5. And a little background, a little history here. The reason you're in, Mitch, as a co-host of this show is because I started up this podcast and I knew I was going to talk high school football, and it was the off season. It was we were heading into the COVID spring, and I thought, man, I need some talking points. Oh, I know Mitch Stormer likes uniforms. I'll bring him in to talk some football uniforms. You did. You stuck around. You talked some uniforms, and then I invited you back the week after that, and the week after that, and here we are. The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, haven't left yet, and here we are 6-7 years later, whatever it is.
It's awesome. All right, so here we go. It's a very simple concept here. We look at each team, we look at their look, their uniform, and we pick our winner solely based on what they look like. So here we go. Let's pull up. We'll start in Class 1A, and we'll move our way up the screen, up the bracket. So here we go. We start in Class 1A. It's Lena Winslow, the Panthers, going up against Brown County and the Hornets. Tell us about this matchup, Mitch. And maybe tell us about this photo we're looking at, because it's amazing.
Yeah, I believe that's Trey Fullerton, Brown County's all-state everything. Yeah, outstanding photo of that. That was that from Calhoun. Must have been from the game. Yeah, that was a dirty field for sure. So a very recent photo there. Excellent photo. So yeah, here you go. Here's your 1A matchup. This is what both teams will be wearing, best of our knowledge. I believe we did confirm Lee Win will go black on black, and at least from our friends at the Sting Squad on X, I believe they're going white on white. I think they can go white on green, but white on white is what they go with the most. So, what do you want me to start? You want me to start with one team, Greg? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's talk through what is considered the home team here in the uniform matchup. And Lee Win, it's a different look this year. They just got new uniform sets, and it's we'll talk about it, give the details, and we'll kind of talk about the differences.
Yeah, so if you followed this show or followed Lee Win, you know that they get new uniforms every couple of seasons, but every time they don't do anything flashy. You never know who the supplier is. And they always go with a little bit of a tweak from their previous set. So this one goes kind of back to what they used to wear back. I think it was 09 was the set that kind of gives that old New Orleans Saints type of look with the stripes and such. So certainly when they wear their gold pants, you really get that effect of the old Saints uniforms. But they're utilizing their colors, black and gold and white. Just real basic. Not a whole lot of flair here. Big Lee Win on the back plate. We like that. Big white numbers, which is a drastic difference from what they were wearing when we started this show, when you could barely see what it was.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, Greg, outside the uniforms is their helmet decal is different. It's still that Kansas State type of Wildcat, but they go full time with this black and gold stars and stripes, which I think they've done in the past. But they would always kind of revert back to the non-flag version. So, but they've been wearing this all year.
Yeah, well, and this is a little different take on the previous, United States of America decal that I believe was in red, white, and blue colors. Whereas this is a flag, design, but it's in the Lee Win colors. So, Mitch, I have thoughts on this, and I don't want to come off as as non-patriotic. What I will say, and maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't, I don't generally like when teams wear the red, white, and blue decal all year long. I feel like that should be reserved for one game, maybe 2 games a year, if you can get away with it, right? To replace the sticker. I get it. In high school, they don't always have the ability to get a new sticker, get it replaced, or whatever. But in this case, I'm gonna turn it a little bit. In this case, I do like this because it's got a unique style to it, but it's still Lee Win colors. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, it makes sense. I think I agree more with your first point that I'd like it maybe once and not all year. I do prefer Lee Win's previous helmet decal where it's just more of the gold outline of the Wildcat. But no, I'm not going to sit here and say I can't support an American flag decal, because certainly that's fine. But a welcome change here, and it's a great uniform set. It looks like Lee Win. You wouldn't mistake them for much else.
Yeah, well, and I mentioned it off the top, but what's interesting, I think, is that when we started this podcast, Lee Win's uniforms were pretty modern and kind of flashy by all, accounts, with like you said, uniform numbers that were kind of hard to read. They were almost like white on white with just black outline. And I think the black uniforms were black numbers on black with just like silver gold outline. Right. I liked it. I think it looked really sleek, but I get the argument that it was kind of hard to see. But now, last year and the last couple years, they really simplified it. There was a straight black jersey, almost no striping, no trim. The numbers had no outline on it, just a gold number. Now this year, it feels like these are kind of like a 90s, early 2000s type of uniform. And I like it. It looks good.
I like these better than what they had last year. Last year was a little bit too minimalistic.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I think this one kind of meets that balance of what they had a couple years ago with, like you were mentioning, not very great numbers, but a good look. And then what they were last year, where it was like bare bones, black and gold. That's it. So we added a little bit of flair back in this year. I like that.
Yeah. So you can see the helmet graphic that we have in the corner, but I want to pay particular attention to the graphic or the photo of the helmet, because if you notice, there's pride stickers, but three different pride stickers. So there's a panther paw, there's a star, and there's that Superman decal. If any team can get away with the Superman decal, man, it's Lee Win.
Yeah, we need to have more mascot specific pride stickers. So if it's like claw marks or something, like, I'm all for that.
Well, so getting into 8-man football, the Polo Marcos have a gold helmet, nothing on it, but they have the Polo Marco insignia on their pride sticker. That's a cool touch.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But we need more of that, folks.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mitch, dare I say the Superman pride sticker, shades of Garrett Barnes there. That was Bureau Valley's thing back in the early 2000s.
The OG of pride sticker there with Bureau Valley and their Superman ones. Yep.
All right, well, let's talk some Brown County here. Mitch, as a Morrison grad, what are your thoughts on that helmet?
No, this is a great look, and you know, if you listen to our other episodes, certainly our coaches' conversations with Tom Little, we asked very specifically at the end of our conversation with him about this helmet and if that was something that he brought over with him, and it was. And that, you know, when they did that, the students and the athletes just lit up with excitement about how this helmet looks, and it's a great look. You know, we see the winged helmet, but maybe not as much as we used to, sore subject, but we do see it from teams, not very often though, in a green and white color scheme. So I really do like this helmet. I've always liked it, ever since we started kind of following Brown County, you know, years back now. So really excited to see this look in person. This picture that we have up here of they're all whites, Under Armour set, you know, a good set of stripes there on the sleeves, solid number. It looks like a typical Under Armour uniform. So, again, nothing super flashy, very traditional to what Brown County likes to do. And again, that helmet, certainly Trey's helmet, full of pride stickers there. This is a very, very solid opponent in this matchup with Brown County.
Well, like his helmet decal is almost unrecognizable because of the stickers. Hey, credit to him, man. He's earned those stickers.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's cool.
Yeah.
If it fills up the helmet, you literally can't do anything else. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah. We're gonna learn along the way, I think, here that I'm a fan of the Under Armour jerseys. Almost every team that I see wearing Under Armour, they look pretty good. So each matchup is unique, so you never know. I'm not saying I'm picking Under Armour across the board, but they're always one that stands out to me.
For sure. And I think the template has been the same for years. And like I said, you know exactly what it is when you see it. Certainly when you know the pants have a unique stripe, and it's a great look.
Yep. All right. So the Panthers versus the Hornets. Uniview matchup number 1. Mitch, I'll default to you, sir. I'll let you choose where you're headed first here.
Now, part of this too, as we go through, who's north and who's south plays a big role into this, because you could like a team's home set and maybe not so much their away set, and certainly vice versa. And I think that is where my head goes in this matchup. I really like Lee Wynn's away set. I like when they go white on black, but I've also been a big fan of their new gold pants when they go white on gold.
Yeah.
This is fine, right? Like it's a traditional black on black. They love doing that. They've always been that way. But I lean a little bit. I think, like, especially your highlights from the N1 Wethersfield game where they went white on gold, and I really liked the way that looked that day.
Yeah.
this away set from Brown County is super sharp. I can't wait to see this, clean whites on a great field for a state championship. Greg, a bit of an upset here. And again, if the roles were reversed, I'd go Lee Win. Because it's this, I really like Brown County's uniforms. I love that helmet. And you know what? For anything else, because I'm already in deep with Lee Win, I'm just gonna say it's because of the helmet, and they can deal with it. How about that?
Okay, everything you just said, fascinating, because I feel the exact opposite.
Great.
I like Lee Win's look when they're on the road. It's fine. It's good. I have nothing against it. But I think that when I see this black uniform set, the all blacks with that helmet, what Lee Win does with their helmet decal this year and in previous years included, there's like a little like metallic shine to it, right? Like the decal kind of pops on that black helmet. That sets me, that's over the edge for me. Regardless of what set, like over the years they've changed it and upgraded it, I think I'm sticking with Lee Win. I like the all black look.
It's again, I really enjoy this set. I like just their away version better.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, it's a strong contender with Brown County, whether they're home or away. I love a good green and white color scheme. So let's say that I feel equally about these two uniforms, but it's Brown County's helmet that pushes them over the edge. So I'm going Brown County here in the 1A matchup.
Go figure. It's that Morrison helmet that pushes you over the edge.
See, I will take the heat from Lee Win if that's my decision, and that's fine.
All right. Well, we talked about home and away, and Mitch, there's no better time to get into it. Maybe we should have already gotten into it, but this week was a bit tricky for us because we had a lead. We had a lead thinking that naturally, since Lee Win was the home team a year ago in the state championships, that they would shift to be the road team this year. Well, the IHSA threw a wrinkle onto us, and I had already, I'm going to admit, I was 3 or 4 classes into this research already, and then realized I have it backwards. I have to now find the other uniform. So
let's make 2 very clarifying points here. Number 1, we were led astray by Kyle Kampmeyer. Okay, very clear.
You're gonna throw him under the bus. It's brutal.
Yes, very clear. Kyle thought that it was alternating, and 2, we learned that it was north because of Coach Boyer with Byron, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah,
because we had just simply asked him, "Hey, uniform set are you gonna wear?" And he's, "Oh, we're gonna go." Well, I'm gonna spoil a little bit. Yeah, he said what they were gonna wear. And then I said, "Oh, that's interesting," as the away team. And he said, "No, we're home." And that set off a chain of reaction of trying to figure out what was what. So no, that used to be the rule from now our understanding, which is probably still wrong, that at NIU they liked to do alternate years. And I think it was the same at Champaign. I'm not real sure.
I think the idea was for a few years in there, they alternated sites. You remember that? When it was okay. When it was one year, it was in DeKalb.
When they were at Champaign, the Southern team would be home. Okay, that's
correct.
What it was.
Yep.
So no, that rule now that we're in normal has apparently gone wayside, and the North team will always be the home team. Which again, I'm not a huge fan of that. I like when you can alternate that, but again, who cares? But
Mitch,
now we know.
Okay, you might say things are back to normal.
If that's the kind of wit I can expect all week, we're going to be in for a great week. How about that?
Hey, I'll be here all week, Mitch. Just stick around. All right, so there we go. Mitch is taking Brown County. I'm taking Lena Winslow. I love the difference in opinion already. This is great. Let's go to 2A. And here we go. Look at how slick that is. The graphic pops up. We're already into 2A. The Wilmington Wildcats.
The work that you put into this is just outstanding.
So the Wilmington, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. The Wilmington Wildcats going up against the Maroa Forsyth Trojans. It's an interesting matchup on the field, actually talking X's and O's with the way these teams play. I will also say the uniform matchup kind of goes right along with that because these are a different looks here.
Yeah, it's a very minimal entry from Wilmington against a lot going on with Borough Forsyth. Not in a bad way, but it's a very modern versus traditional matchup here.
Yeah. So one thing I want to note is the photo we have. So the new Wildcat helmet is the white tiger paw or the white paw, whereas it looks like this photo may have been from last year, which the jersey remains the same, but the helmet has been upgraded to a white paw. So anyway, plenty of helmet stickers.
Would you say that's an upgrade?
I do. I would say that. Yes.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. What say you, Mitch?
In this picture, and that's my fault for grabbing a wrong picture here, but I think it's weird because the helmet that they're wearing in that picture with the home jersey, I think looks good, and I think that the all white helmet with their all white uniform, an icy white combo there is fantastic. So true. It's a subtle enough change. It doesn't make much of a difference.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, Mitch. Well, describe for the people here, what we're seeing in each team.
All right, we'll stay like we did in 1A. We'll start in the north. So the Wilmington Wildcats coming in, and you can see, as we just talked about, that helmet, white helmet, purple face mask with that Clemson and other teams traditional kind of paw print there as the helmet insignia. Kind of like Lee Wynn, a supplier of uniforms that we're not quite sure, but it's very, very minimal. Very, very not a lot going on with Wilmington's uniforms. Never really has been. This is just a basic purple with your white numbers, your white collar. And it is, Greg, there are various versions. Is they still have a W there on the neck, or is it a paw print? Okay, let's back this up. The knock on Wilmington is that I think they dress so many players, and from their JV and their fresh sophomore, their freshmen, like if you are watching that game on Friday, you will see 5 or 6 different uniforms, and you'll just be like, what is happening here? Because some say Wildcats across the front. Like, it's a whole thing. But I don't remember if I think it's a W right there on the neck.
I think it's a W. Yep. I think is it similar to a Wisconsin type of W?
It looks like the Wisconsin W. So, Yep. So, and again, you can see here in the picture, no stripes on the pants. It's very, very minimal, but you know what? A solid, you're a Northwestern fan, a solid purple and white option, two great colors, and it's hard to go wrong with that.
Well, yeah, I think, I've learned to love the color purple. It pops, right? It pops against that white. And I think when you also add in that white helmet with the white tiger paw, I think it all pops and it looks really good. And it's a sleek, like you said, not much going on with it. Kind of matches the way they operate their offense.
Yeah. Now they do have a gray alternate jersey, which I'm not a super fan of. I really do like this clean look from Wilmington that they'll be presenting on Friday.
Yeah. So is it like a charcoal, like a gray look? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think it's as dark as charcoal. I don't know what color I would call it, because it's not gray.
Yeah, because it's a little darker colored, right?
Right, and it's I can't even describe it. I don't like it.
Okay, so, I don't think they'd wear it in the state championship game. I think that's probably reserved for several games in the regular season, and they. Yeah.
No, this will look like Wilmington for sure when they get on the field on Friday.
Yeah. So Wilmington maybe has a few options. This is most likely what they're going to wear. Borough Forsyth, on the other hand, Mitch, it's a wild card to try to figure out what they're going to wear. You finally went and just, sent the message at them on X and said, hey, let us know. What are you wearing? Because if you look every year, every week they have a different option. And Coach Joseph came out and basically said they could wear a different combo. If they played all 14 weeks, they could wear a different combo every week. And so tell us what they're wearing this week, and then we'll talk about the options they have.
Yeah, well, they're going white on black. I don't know how often that they go this route. I think they've done it already once this year at least. But Under Armour set, you can see the pictures here: blue and gold stripes, Trojans across the chest, uh, helmet with their logo on there, pride stickers all the way around. Yeah, one of, like you said, maybe 14 options that they have, probably more than that. So not sure what goes into the decision making process, or if it's the kids or the seniors or the captains or whoever, but they're going to be look good, feel good. And I think they'll be feeling it on Friday.
Yeah. You can see I included the one particular photo here, the pride stickers running deep in Maroa Forsyth. Yeah. I'm not sure who that player is, but his whole helmet is covered in multiple different pride stickers there.
Yeah, again, that's perfectly fine as long as we're not putting them in diamonds and whatever else the kids do. But
yeah.
No, hey, again, this is there's a lot happening here, a very big contrast in styles here.
Yeah. So, Mitch, I got to be honest, when I'm trying to replicate the Maroa Forsyth helmet in graphic form, it is really hard to replicate that like metallic, like gold color they have on the face mask and the silver and gold color they have on their helmet decal. It's a cool look, and it's very, like I said, kind of a metallic shine to it. Very hard to replicate. I wish I was better at Photoshop because maybe I'd be able to perfect it. But, here we are. I like it. I really like their helmet. And what's interesting is last year they had their MF with the sword going through it. That was on one side. And then they had the Trojans text on the other. This year, they now do the Trojan head, similar to a USC type of Trojan head on the one side with the Trojan text on the other side. So the Trojan script, I guess I should say. But yeah. Mitch, what are your thoughts on, I love the look of their helmet. I love the metallic face mask. The blue really pops. And the helmet sticker, the pride stickers to go along with it. It just all is really bright, and it's cool looking.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know that we'll get the full effect of it on Friday. If it's going to be cloudy skies, and I would imagine that is quite the scene if it was under the lights and nicer weather. So, no, it's a fantastic helmet. Like you said, it's got that metallic look to it. It'll look great regardless of what the skies look like. So, yes, great helmet here from Maroa Forsyth.
All right, so Mitch, we got to address the elephant in the room here. Maroa Forsyth is wearing a blue helmet with a white jersey and black pants. Now, let's get into one of your rules here.
Okay. Usually the biggest rule that I have is I am a fan of when the helmet matches the pants. Doesn't always have to do that, but it's one of the main things I'm going to look for when I look at a uniform. I think it just goes better. Again, there are ways to do it, but yeah. I don't know how else to put it other than that's what I'm looking for. I love it when the helmet matches the color of the pants.
See, and I will, as a quick side note, I will say I think a really good look is when you have a team wearing like one of their prominent colors in the jersey and the pants, and then the other prominent color is the helmet with the decal on it, something like that. I think of somebody like Stark County when they wear black and the black jersey with red numbers and then the red helmet. I think that's like a really good look.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got a team coming up that goes against that, but I think it works. So again, exceptions to everything, but I'm going to look for that first.
All right. So here we go, Mitch. I guess I will start in 2A. When we look at this uniform matchup, I will say, I wish we talked about this last year too, when Maroa Forsyth was in the title game. What did they wear last year? Did they wear white? Did they wear all white
I think, yes, I believe that's what they did because
Okay.
Chicago Christian was in all black.
Okay. And yes, and that was a nod to one of their previous state championship teams. I really, again, getting back to what I just said about the white and white with the blue helmet and that metallic face mask, that was a great look. I loved that. Now, I get it. You're back again. Flip it up. Do something different. You don't want to do the same thing again. It seems really busy to have 3 different colors, right? That to me is a little busy. But like we talked about with Wilmington, it's no disrespect, but Wilmington's a little too simple for my taste. I think I'm gonna lean Maroa Forsyth because there's a lot going on, but also there's a lot of detail there and it's an Under Armour set. It's a lot of good look. I'm gonna go with Maroa Forsyth here.
Yeah, I mean they're not afraid to do something crazy with their uniforms. I mean, they have a set with it's the blue helmet, a yellow jersey, and black pant. Like they will get a little goofy on their uniform combinations. For me in this one, if Maroa Forsyth was either A, wearing what they wore last year, or B, wearing what they wore in the semifinals, which was just their blue pants, I think I would like that better. So in this game, I'm going Wilmington. I think it's just a clean look. It's a bright purple. It'll look great on the field on Friday. So I'm going to stay with the minimal look and the Wilmington Wildcats.
For the first 2 picks were different. I don't know that's ever happened in this podcast.
That's true. I think we're normally step and step. So maybe this is a real roadblock in our relationship, Greg. How will we recover from this?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me tell you, if I only had like 2 weeks to find and compile every Maroa Forsyth jersey, if I had the screen space available to fit them all in, we would have had all of their looks. But as it sits, credit to Channel 1450. They hooked us up with some of their images of what Maroa Forsyth has wore. And also credit to Maroa Forsyth and their channels on social media for giving us the preview post of what they're going to wear. So, and shout out on the other side of things, Elizabeth Strong from Wilmington. She's their team photographer, sounds like, and she was able to provide us images there. So, all right, here we go. Let's move into 3A. The Byron Tigers going up against the Tolono Unity Rockets. Contrasting styles, but man, this will be a good-looking matchup on the field. This looks really cool.
Yeah. 2 distinct color schemes for their respective schools, and I think this will, like you said, this is a great helmet matchup. And I think what Byron is going with here, wearing the all black, and Unity going to be coming in with their maroon and white. Yeah, this should look great.
Yeah. I did not realize until right when we hit record here getting into this that based on this photo, Unity only has the helmet or the sticker on one side of their helmet. So the whole other side is clean. Hey, guess what, Mitch? Leaves a lot of space for those prize stickers.
Well, one of the things that you've talked about in the past is not having different things on the side, and whether that's blank or whether that's numbers and a logo. So where's your head go when you see only a logo on one side?
You're right. I'm glad, Mitch, you know me so well. That's so great to hear. So what I will say is, man, when I see this photo of Unity, though, with all the pride stickers filling up the empty side, that does look pretty cool. So normally I don't like it. I didn't even realize it till we got going here. But this look, maybe it's the Southern Illinois Saluki coming out in me, the maroon and white that I love.
Yes.
I love this helmet with the white mask and the maroon. It looks really good. And man, Byron's look, I mean, I don't know that they've changed very much over the years. This looks like the same uniform Byron rolled out in 1990, and I am totally fine with that. It looks awesome.
Yeah, this is what they wore in 2023. So
Yep.
I think, right? Was that?
I believe they were. Yep. All black.
Okay. Yeah. And again, this goes against the rule I just talked about, having a helmet match the pant, but I think it works in this scenario. It's just a fun color scheme that you can do a lot with, and Byron does a really good job. I like this look better than when they go all orange. So I was happy to hear that they were going black on black, because I love this uniform set. I like them away too. I like when they go white on the road, or any combination that they have on the road. So yeah, this will look like like you just said, every Byron team that's existed ever, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, Mitch, the all orange though, it's for the kids. They like the they like the fun, the alternate.
Okay, I mean
that's it. That's all I get from it.
Yeah,
hey,
that's it.
Can we talk about, okay, look at Byron and the way, okay, also, Byron matches kind of what I just said about what I like about a team like Stark County, right? With the prominent color on the helmet and then black on black. Like, that's exactly what I was referencing. I should have referenced Byron because they were coming up in our, in our thread here. But
but you didn't want to spoil it.
That's true. There you go. What I really appreciate about this Byron uniform is the details, I think, are perfected here. So when you look at the numbers, pretty clean, pretty crisp, with the orange and the white outline. Right above it, you have tigers in white. You have a very subtle, the Byron B, which is kind of has some like striping in the B itself, which is a school logo. And then on the pants and on the shoulders, you have that tiger paw along with the paw on the helmet. I think it all works really well together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but what more can you say? Oh, and I am taking back what I just said. In that 2023 game, they went orange on black. They did not go black on black in that game. So maybe we're thinking of 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they went orange on black, which no. We don't even have to worry about that. But I don't know why I was thinking they went black on black.
I thought they did too, actually, when I was thinking of those highlights. Either way, I think this is a good look. I think it looks really good. And here's a subtle detail, Mitch, that I think is important. The white face mask for Byron, I think, is very important to that look.
Yeah, nope, I think so too. It just helps that helmet pop just a little bit more there.
Yep. All right, let's look at Unity because it's a little different. It's, I would say, a little more modern of a look. Let's start with Mitch, the numbers and the shoulder stripes.
Yeah, so a Nike jersey here. I don't think I've ever seen stripes like that. I really do enjoy those. No trim on the numbers, just a maroon number. So I think this is a very, very clean uniform. We didn't get a chance to, or a picture of the pants. They will have maroon pants that have a stripe. I don't know if they have white pants, but I'm assuming that they're just going to wear maroon, and it's got a long, a thicker white stripe going down the side, and then they'll wear white socks. So this will be a great look where the helmet matches the pant. You've got the jersey matching the socks. So they're going to look great on Friday.
Yeah, I appreciate the simplicity of this uniform, but also that it's a little modern looking, that the number font is a little different than your traditional kind of number. And but there's no trim around it, right? It's just the maroon on white. I think that really makes it pop. And again, I love their helmet. I love the U Rockets logo, and I think that they do pride stickers really well there. I think the white on the maroon really pops. And again, a white face mask I think really helps with it. So through our first three, I think this is my toughest choice so far.
Yeah, you're not alone there, because it's a unique logo for Tolono Unity, and a great color scheme and uniform choice there against the classic Byron. So, This is a toss-up. It really is. Who am I up on this to pick?
You are absolutely up, my friend.
I think the way that the team plays can factor into this too, right? I think a Byron team coming down the field at you, big line, getting ready to hit you at the line of scrimmage, and 3 or 4 really fast running backs or your quarterback flying past you, hitting you hard in an all-black uniform. I think that's an intimidating look. So as much as I enjoy Tolono Unity, and I think they will look fantastic, I'm going to give the slight edge to Byron here with this all-black look. Again, if Byron was going to come out with a different combo, maybe not. But the all-black uniforms, I really do enjoy.
So, Mitch, you pointed it out when we first started this conversation. I think the defining factor, what tips me over the edge, is that Tolono Unity only has their logo on one side of the helmet. So for that, I'm going Byron, because for all the points I made, I think the uniform is really a classic look. It just, everything works together in that uniform, and the all black is great. I'm going Byron. We agree for the first time tonight.
Hooray. We did it.
All right, here we go. 4A, Montini and Rochester. So here's where we really get into the details, Mitch, because we only know about their uniforms.
You hate this uniform matchup. For the listeners, Greg absolutely hates this matchup.
Okay, so let's get right into it, because you're not wrong. In years past, if you remember when we've talked about Montini, nothing stands out about it to me. I don't get the need for an all maroon helmet with nothing, not to mention it's a maroon face mask, so it doesn't stand out like the other teams we just talked about. And then if we're going to get into Rochester, Mitch, they're called the Rochester Rockets, and they wear orange and blue. There's so much more potential here.
I would think that your gripe would be a block R logo versus the colors. We talk about rockets in orange and blue. What's the difference? What color do you imagine when you're talking about a rocket?
No, I'm saying the color scheme and the combination of the rocket with that color scheme. There's more potential here than a block R. And then
yeah.
So you're getting what I'm.
I thought your gripe was just with the color scheme.
No, I'm fine with the color scheme. Like the block R on the helmet.
I think you just have two teams here who probably have had this helmet for the last 40 years and have never changed it. And I can respect that. I'm cool with that. But there's more to be desired for sure.
Rochester's only had football since like the 90s, so it hasn't been quite that long. But
35, that's close enough.
Okay, close enough to 40. I suppose you're right. But I don't know if
I get what you're saying.
And the other thing about, so it's the block R has never really excited me. They've had it for, I don't know, as long as I can remember, probably
40
the last
years.
Has it been 30 years?
I said 40. I don't know.
I don't know if they got it when they first started, but when they became Rochester, they've always had it. But then like the jersey itself, like I think the block Rochester nameplate is too big. And there's nothing flashy about it. Maybe that's the point, but like, man, put a cool looking rocket on your helmet. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked Rock Ridge's R logo, something like that.
Fun fact. I think Jeremy Adolphson created that logo.
Really?
I think so. He was at least the driving force behind it, I believe. I could be completely wrong and somebody can correct me, but for this show, we're going to say it.
All right. Shout out to Coach Adolphson.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm with you. And going over to the other side of Montini, you can see that I would imagine they're going to show up on Friday night with their all maroon look because they did that last year. But man, you look at that black jersey, I like that. And if you look at the sleeves, they've got two interlocking horseshoes. Like,
Yep.
throw one of those on your helmet. Like, make it look like a Colts helmet.
Thank you. Yes, that's
Do
what
something.
that's what I was gonna say. Yes. Yeah. I included the photo in the bottom corner specifically because their pride stickers, they have like a horseshoe and several different looking things on there.
Right.
And yeah, I think you should tap more into that horseshoe type of design. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is for the fix here for Montini, but just something on the helmet maybe. It's a sharp enough uniform. Again, I really like that black one. I don't know how often they wear it, but I do like that. So yeah, I'm with you that. And thinking of the other games we have left to talk about, this is probably the least desirable of the 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to get right to it. I'm going to take Montini here. If Rochester was home and they wore what they wore in the semifinals, where they went orange with their navy blue tops and orange pants, fantastic look, great football look. But if this is what they're going to go with, and maybe they'll come out with the orange pants, and that'll change my thoughts a little bit. But for right now, Montini looks like Montini. I guess I would say that.
Yeah.
They've always kind of looked like that. So I'm going to lean towards the Broncos here.
Okay. Again, I'll agree with you. I'm going to take Montini, but again, I'm doing it for the not complete opposite reason. But if it's a close debate when it's their maroon versus Rochester's all whites. If it would have been Montini wearing their all whites with a maroon helmet, I'm easily going Montini because I just think that the maroon.
You like that look?
I do, because I think then in the white jersey, the maroon numbers and the yellow pop on that white jersey, and then the maroon helmet looks fine. In this case, when it's all maroon, it's too much, and there's nothing there. So,
yeah, all right.
That's
fair.
Similar to, like you said, I like the black on black with the maroon helmet because then the maroon helmet kind of pops out a little bit.
Yeah, I can appreciate Rochester's Jordan uniforms, though. I think they were one of the first teams I remember seeing that did that.
Yeah.
So. I appreciate the Jordan uniform. Style points there, but not enough to get over Montini in this matchup.
Yeah. Okay. Fun, completely random side note. I'm always torn about Montini because obviously, let's be honest, they kind of carry a bad rap in IHSA because they're a private school that wins a lot.
Sure.
But my favorite college athlete, my favorite college football player, maybe of all time, who played for Northwestern, comes from Montini Catholic. You won't know him. No one will remember him. His name is Joe Spivak. He was a offensive lineman, or maybe a defensive lineman, either way, a lineman. And he just, if you do a Google search of him, he was just a character. He was just kind of one of those personalities on a team. And I always loved him playing for Northwestern. He comes from Montini. So shout out to Joe Spivak, who will never listen to this, but
right. Well, that says a lot about Northwestern football, that your favorite player of all time is a defensive lineman.
No, Mitch, don't do this to me. Don't do this, right? I have plenty of players I love to watch. He was a character that stands out to me over time. And he was by all accounts, he was a great guy. Like, he was a great teammate, a great team player. So don't do this to me like we never have anybody who I ever liked who had talent. Stop.
Shout out to Noah Laporte. You can break the mold there, Noah.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. I'll get that jersey. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into 5. Oh, we skipped one. Let's get into 5A. Here we go. Wheaton St. France. Oh, I want to go back real quick. Sorry. Shout out to Fernando Rendon on Instagram. Hooked us up with all of our Montini Broncos images. So I don't want to forget to mention that because he was nice enough to get back to us, send us stuff, via email. So we appreciate it.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
This episode of View from the West podcast is brought to you by Simulation Sports. In addition to golf simulators and batting cages, Simulation Sports provides golf club repair, custom fittings for driver shafts, and even private lessons for golf, baseball, and softball. Whether you're looking for a fun group activity or want to fine-tune your skills and equipment, Simulation Sports has something for everyone. Visit their facility at 400 South Main Street in Monmouth, Illinois, or go to thesimulationsports.com to start playing today.
At Modern Woodmen of America, service is about more than our members. It's about our community, too. We share values that include personal financial security and helping friends and neighbors in need. We're your partner helping you protect your future, and together we're making an impact here in our local communities. I'm Nate Neighbor. Find me on the Modern Woodmen of America website.
Get to know your local Modern Woodmen representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodmen of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodmen of America.
The View from the West Player of the Week is brought to you by Breedlove Sporting Goods, Western Illinois' premier sporting goods store for uniforms, apparel, equipment, awards, and online team stores. They offer name brands such as Adidas, Under Armour, and Nike, and are extremely responsive with any inquiries. With a primary focus on the western side of the state of Illinois, Breedlove Sporting Goods is the fastest way to outfit your team. You can check them out on Facebook or at breedlovesports.com.
This is Dan Pearson of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Our FCA team of staff, board, and volunteers is pleased to support View from the West with Greg and Mitch. Our Northwest Illinois FCA team is 3 teams in 1, serving coaches and athletes in the Three Rivers, Northern Illinois, and Greater Peoria areas, all with schools covered by View from the West. For more information, email me at danpearson@fca.org. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
Hey there, local high school football fans. This is Sean Considine, a Byron Tiger and Iowa Hawkeye alumni, and now an LPL financial advisor. I'm passionate about high school football because it's the purest form of the game where communities come together. You can find me in my Byron office until I run off the football practice. I'm happy to talk about football or the markets. I'll leave that up to you. I want to wish everyone across Illinois a safe, successful, and memorable high school football season.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, this is Brett Bielma, the head coach of the Fighting Illini from Prophetstown, Illinois. You're listening to the View from the West podcast.
All right, let's get into 5A now. It is Wheaton St. Francis, the Spartans, going up against Providence Central Catholic, the Celtics. So this is another unique matchup. And Mitch, I don't think in the history of our podcast, not even Cary Grove had an all-white helmet with a white face mask. With nothing, no decal, no nothing.
Yeah, I can't believe this. I mean, they used to have interlocking P and C, right?
Yes, correct. Like a green one. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. Like, that's a huge misfire because this is just the boringest helmet that you could possibly imagine. And maybe there's a story behind it. I don't know. Tyler Plants is their head coach. He's a Notre Dame guy. I don't know if there's a story behind just a plain, basic, all-white helmet because truthfully, and just to get into it, the rest of the look is great. I appreciate a green and yellow and white color scheme, but by God, put something anything. You're the Celtics. Put literally anything on that helmet, and it's an instant winner. So we'll get into it, but yeah, I don't. Of all the things that and look, we're going to cover some very minimalistic teams, but this is a white helmet with a white face mask. You cannot get more minimal than that.
Well, and by all appearances, they don't do pride stickers either. So there's really nothing that adds to it. All right. On the flip side of things here, Wheaton St. Francis, Mitch, I know we don't cover these schools on a regular basis. Shout out to the people that we found who posted some photos, James McGrath and Hunter Eberly, but they were kind of a mystery here to try to figure out, like, what's their helmet, because I found some designs that were blue with the Spartan head logo on it, or the Trojan head, depending on what you want to call it. But then you found one here that's the interlocking SF that kind of looks like a San Francisco Giants type of logo. And the striping is completely different on both jerseys. I have no idea what's happening here.
There's a lot going on here, and even their away jerseys are goofy, and they wear all sorts of different combinations. I think they have a gray jersey, and they're losing points here because this was the last team we could find actual pictures for of their uniforms. So we're able to pull some off of a couple of the players' X accounts. But yeah, St. Francis has a lot going on.
Well, and it looks like they're even playing on a blue turf. So on top of, like, hey, there's an all blue jersey on a blue turf. Like, I don't know. It's cool.
I think it's one of those that, like, alternates every 10 or 5 yards. It's like a dark blue, light blue, dark blue.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a cool field for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot happening here with St. Francis.
I didn't include them here because they're not going to wear them, but their white jerseys, their road jerseys, I think I liked better than I like what I'm seeing here.
Well, and that's the Providence problem too, because I like their green on yellow at home. I think that's, even with the white helmet, that's an incredibly sharp look. So
okay.
Yeah, but this could come down to who's home and who's away.
But doesn't the what you just said, the white helmet, green jersey, yellow pants, there's 3 different primary colors, Mitch. That's to me, that's too much.
Right. Well, but it works better than what we're looking at right here.
Okay.
That was my point. Yeah. I like it better than what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Now, Providence could come out. We don't know. Providence could come out in all white too.
Okay. That would be interesting, but again,
it's better.
Yeah.
But the bar is low.
It's almost too plain. Yeah.
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 The bar is very low, and we're saying it's better than what we're looking at. But
all right. Is it my choice here? I believe it is.
I think I went.
Oh,
I think I went first twice.
Oh, you kind of stole my thunder last round, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I took Byron, and then I took Montini first both times. So I'll give you the next 2.
All right. That's totally fine. It doesn't, man. I just want to say, like, 2 matchups in a row that are no clear cut winner, and it's
okay. And here's the problem too. And I know we didn't reach out and specifically get the answer, but these 3 photos, none of them could be correct come Friday night.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I know Providence is either going to look like this or they'll be all white. I know it'll be at least those 2, but St. Francis could look in any number of combinations. So I know they've gone black. I know they've gone blue on black this year, and that's awful. Okay. All right. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
That's another rule.
What?
Okay. If your jersey is a lighter shade than your pant, I hate it. Outside of an away white, but like if it's something like that, if you're wearing a bright blue jersey on black pants, I hate that. I absolutely hate it.
I can see that, especially if you're talking like then their helmet's blue. Then that really doesn't make any sense.
No, it's bad. Very bad.
Yeah. Mitch, what I would love to do, or what I wish we could have done back in the heyday of NCAA football 2014, when it was still on whatever PS3 or whatever the last game was. What used to annoy my son when I would play him is I would sit and take like 20 minutes to pick my team and to pick my uniform combination. I want to be in the room with you and I doing that.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Have you seen on social media Batavia Football's X account?
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Okay. Yes. Shim and I talked about it.
How do they do that?
Because I looked at it and thought it was a real highlight until I was like, oh, no, well, it's not. But then I was like, well, how did they do that? Like, that's amazing.
Okay, so just to set the scene, and if there's no gamers on here, it might not make a bunch of sense, but Batavia, essentially what they did is they have input their team into like the NCAA football, I don't know what you call it, game mod or game engine or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, because like create a team's always been a thing. But like they will recreate the play and it's on whatever field they're playing on. So like they did one this week, or they did a couple this week, where it was like the play on St. Rita's field playing against St. Rita, but it's a version of it from PS5. And like, I have no clue how they're doing this. I have to know.
Man, back in the day, man, I created like the Milledgeville Missiles. I created Marquette.
For sure.
Yeah, I created Stark County. Like, oh yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Like I'm fascinated. I wish Batavia would have won and got into the state championship, because I would have found that admin and just been like, what are you doing?
Yes.
Anyway.
All right. So, I like their all blue look if St. Francis goes that way in a state title game. I really like that. I really like their helmet decal, where it's that like Trojan head, like USC kind of style, as Spartan looking, but it's like the metallic-y silver look with the, just the blue. It's just the blue around it. I really like the way that looks. And actually, compared to what we've just talked about, I like the blue helmet with the blue face mask. I think that all works really well. I don't like the checkerboard striping on the shoulders. I don't really get it. Like, it just seems like they're adding detail just to add it. And
right.
Like, I don't know, like they just picked out something out of the air,
Yeah.
But on the I'm leaning St. Francis here because of that helmet logo. I can't, the Providence thing. And I have family that went to Providence. Shout out to Alan Matuszewski. He's a Providence basketball player way back in the early 2000s. But I can't go this way for Alan, because it's just, there's not enough there for Providence.
I'm going Providence.
Okay.
Because there is a threat of St. Francis doing something that will make my skin sizzle, and I cannot abide by that. I know what I'm getting into with Providence. I don't know what I'm getting into with St. Francis. So, like you said, if they show up with the all blue, great. If they come in with those grays, I will leave immediately, which might happen anyway, but it'll get me out the door quicker.
That is the greatest reason of all time for picking. I love it.
If we walk out of the 3A press room and I see that, I will go to the parking lot.
Yeah.
So no, I don't take away the helmet. I don't mind Providence's look at all. I hope they go all white, because at least that makes the helmet somewhat okay.
Yeah.
But again, that's a very, very low bar. But it's the threat of what St. Francis could do that I'm just going Providence.
All right. It's fair enough. Mitch, if you were going to fix this could be getting a long-winded answer, but if you could fix Providence, what are you doing?
If I could fix Providence?
Yes.
Either hang on. I'm gonna look on their social media. I just had it pulled up because I think that I feel like they utilize like some sort of hang on. I'm getting there. Okay. I'm gonna show this on camera. Can you take away that screen real quick and pull me up full screen?
Yes, we can.
Do that. Okay.
All right, here we go.
So they utilize a Celtic-like character. This is on a flag.
Okay. Yep.
Put that bad boy on your helmet.
Ooh, yep.
Do something.
Yeah.
If it's that, or if you go back to the interlocking. Okay, hang on. We're going back right to it. Hang on.
Yep.
So there's the interlocking PC. Like, just put that on the helmet again.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know. Maybe there's a story. Maybe it's a very touching story that they don't, and I'm just being, an a-hole. But for now, because I don't know, just put something back on there. Put a shamrock, something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I was going to get. They're the Celtics. They could get the shamrock and utilize that with that green color. Like,
that Celtic guy.
Yeah.
Like, how unique of a helmet would that be if you slap that on the side?
Okay, do you think, and I'm speculating because I'm not all that well versed in the Chicago Catholic League, do you
What's
think
their basketball court look like? We're gonna look it up.
Do you think it's based on just tradition, that a lot of these Catholic League schools are so tradition based that they can't go that aggressive with that kind of shamrock head on their helmet?
Could be.
Yeah.
You go through the line.
And we're going to talk about more of them, right? Fenwick, Brother Rice, St. Rita, Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
But they do something.
You're right. They do something. Yes.
But yeah, maybe they're in the Joliet Catholic realm where it's now that's different because that's a unique, emblem of their school, but still. There's answers to be had in that 5A game.
Well, like I said, I have family, married into family that went to Providence Catholic, so maybe I'll have to start asking those questions.
Yeah, ask the important. That's the Thanksgiving dinner type of things that we got to bring up.
There you go. All right. Well, I think it's time to get into 6A, and here we go. This business is picking up here.
Business has picked up, as JR would say. This is like Stone Cold coming down the ramp after that nonsense in 4 and 5A.
Oh man,
jobbers in those classes. Now we're main eventing.
So here we go. The Fenwick Friars, who we have talked about before. They were in a state title game a few years ago. We have talked about their look against East St. Louis, the Flyers. Mitch, we've definitely talked about this look year over year over year.
Have we ever not talked about them?
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
They've lost in the state final, but I don't think they've ever lost before that.
You're right.
I could be wrong.
I bet we've talked about them every year. Yeah, no doubt about it. So if you thought Maroa Forsyth was hard to guess, try East St. Louis on. Forget it. I have no idea what they're going to wear. I have no idea what helmet they're going to roll out.
Nope.
I gave my best shot at finding, some things that they wear when they're on the road, when they're the road whites, courtesy of Gateway Sports Venue, John Huff. We met him last year at the state tournament. Great guy, follows along with our stuff. I love following along with his video. Mitch, have you seen any of the highlights? Go out and watch the highlights he posts from East St. Louis and for other teams as well. Man, his camera, the gear he works with and the photography he gets, the videography he gets is crisp. It is sharp. Yeah. It is so good. I want to give him a shout out for that. But here we go. You got 3 very different white looks here. Obviously, the only common thread is the white jersey, but every one of them is different. Up on top, you have the white on white with the white helmet. It's got Flyers script in orange, in that metallic orange. The jersey says E St. Louis along with orange numbers. And then the Flyers F, almost like a Florida Gator type of F on their pants, an all white look there. You have then the okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I guess you do have that. Again, that's just the E St. Louis jerseys. You can have it in orange font, you can have it in blue font. Doesn't matter. They've got both.
Yep. And then you have the white jersey with the shoulder stripes up on top, so not on the side of the shoulder, but actually up on top of the shoulder with the numbers on the side of the shoulder. And that's a blue helmet they're wearing there with orange pants with almost a very much traditional stripe, the double stripe down the side. And then the E St. Louis with the blue numbers, the blue pants with an orange helmet. Mitch, I appreciate it, but it is hard to keep up with. I have no idea what they're going to do come Saturday.
Yeah, I just found I've been looking on my phone, looking this up, and there's a picture from back in April of some photo shoot.
Okay.
And there are 7 players in this photo shoot. Not one of them is wearing the same as the other. And you're probably missing 30 players that could do something. Like, it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
There are looks that I really, really enjoy from East St. Louis, and one of them is that all white one there in the top.
Yep.
There are options that they wear at home. Like I talked about Byron. I don't really like Byron's all orange set. East St. Louis's orange set looks really good. It's just when they get into some of these funky combos, like I think they wore their like silver helmet, with white jerseys and white pants. And it's like, what are we doing there?
Oh, actually, stop. I actually was gonna say I think that look would really good. I wish they would do it.
Jesus,
it would look awesome.
Okay. No.
How like the silver chrome like reflective jersey or silver chrome reflective helmet with a white jersey, that looks great.
They did it. They just did it. And it doesn't look good.
All right. I should have pulled it up here. I didn't realize they did it. I should have pulled it up.
I think they just wore that against St. Lawrence. Yeah.
Really? I thought I found all their stuff. All right.
I'm almost positive.
All right.
But no, they have 90 different combinations. I had no clue what they're going to wear on Saturday. So we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
But in the other corner, just an absolutely fantastic uniform. You can tell where I'm going. I don't care.
Yep.
This is great. I mean, it's a Jordan uniform. It's sharp. Who in their right mind would ever think anything just plain black and white could ever look bad? And they do a fantastic job here. A great helmet, great script there. Which to be fair, East St. Louis, I like their script helmet too.
Yeah,
that's their best helmet.
Yep,
that's absolutely their best helmet. But Fenwick, especially being the home team here, I expect them to be in their all blacks. It just look at that thing. It's great. I love this uniform. It's simple. It's great colors. It looks like a team that, will win most of their games, but maybe not this one. But it's just a great uniform set, great helmet, all around great everything from Fenwick.
Talk about, I think what really sets Fenwick over the top, talk about the subtle side stripe and then the shoulder kind of decal, or not decal, but the what's going on there. It's like a
is it a different material that makes it look different?
Almost, yeah. Kind of looks. Okay. It's not like really even a stripe, but it just gives a little like kind of contrast to the rest of the jersey. It really makes it stand out. I think it looks great. I agree with that.
Yeah. Especially like it looks there, like in the night. It looks great.
Yep.
No, I'm a huge fan of this look. I just really hope they put up a fight. They're now in the very limited talk I listen to about big school football, there are people in the state that have said, look out for Fenwick as maybe like this year's Cary Grove type of team.
Yeah.
I don't know that I personally see it just because I've seen what East St. Louis does to people. But again, I think they're going to look great. I love this Fenwick uniform.
So, I mean, Fenwick hung around with Mount Carmel, right? They lost 35-28. So, like,
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, like, there you go. Like, Mount Carmel's in the 8A state championship game and probably one of the best teams in the state, along with East St. Louis, of course. But, no, I do. I really like this Fenwick look. And, hey, can we give a quick shout out to whoever the running back is here? Check out the branding, Mitch, on he's got the Jordan jersey and the Jordan gloves.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to determine something here.
Okay.
In the left, that looks like a gray number and name. On the right, it looks white.
I think that's just color. I think that's just the photo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely gray. I just found another picture, and even the I think that's just the picture. It must have a filter on it or something where it makes it look white.
Yeah.
That is all that gray silver. They don't have white in their uniform. So I think that even makes it look better.
Okay. No, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think it's the filter on that photo that kind of tweaks it a little bit, but I do like that.
And I think I'm scrolling through their feed here. I don't think they do. They go all white on the road, and I never see them interchange the two. They don't go white jersey, black pant. Maybe they do, but they might not do it very much. So I appreciate that.
I was gonna say I appreciate like sticking to I think both of those looks. I wouldn't want to tweak it either way. I wouldn't want to have mismatching jersey pants. I think this look needs to be all one, all the other. So,
yeah.
All right. Whose pick is it, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, it's still yours. You get the next two, or sorry, you get the next one, and then
okay.
We'll alternate again for the final two.
Mitch, we've talked about how much you and I like this Fenwick look. I'm going wild card here. I'm taking my chances with East St. Louis. I want him to do something really cool, and I'm here for it. So I could get burned. But I'm taking the risk. I'm going East St. Louis. I want him to do what you hate. I want him to do the chrome helmet with white. Let's go.
What are your thoughts on East St. Louis?
I don't like that, but I think maybe I don't like it because I just don't like the font. I don't like the way it sits above the number. It doesn't.
I don't like it. I don't like it on the bottom one there where it's blue because it looks like it's just a Times New Roman font or something.
Yeah.
Whereas it looks like on the orange numbers that there might be either some trim or at least it's a different font or something. But no, that bottom jersey is awful. Like it just truly is awful.
Yeah. I'm hoping they don't wear that one. I would agree. I don't like that one. And
again, I love that white helmet. That's their best one.
I would agree.
The blue one's terrible. God, that's a bad helmet.
See, I don't hate that, like the look that number 19's wearing in our photo. I'd be okay with that look on a Saturday afternoon.
Wear the orange helmet with the orange pants, and I think I'm in.
Sure, but I can appreciate the orange face mask coincides with the orange pants and everything, so it works.
Well, the good news is they probably have 3 navy helmets they might have a different logo on the side of it. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a threat of something I wouldn't like, but not as much as St. Francis.
Yeah.
But no, I just think Fenwick is so sharp, unique mascot. It's just clean. I'm in Fenwick.
Yeah. I'm a risk taker, Mitch. I'm taking the risk.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. The Catholic League showdown here between St. Rita and Brother Rice. So we just talked a lot about the tradition-rich Catholic League teams. And I think these teams kind of follow suit a little bit, but that's an Under Armour set for St. Rita. It's a Nike set for Brother Rice. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Mitch, start with St. Rita. Talk me through it here.
I don't love it.
Okay. That kind of surprises me, honestly. Okay.
I think it would look better if the trim and the numbers were reverse. But yeah, I think they wear this a lot with this red jersey. Let's start with the Navy. I have seen them wear this. I don't know if it's just like a special once a season type of thing, because I don't see it a lot. But they can go all Navy. I could be wrong with how often they do it, but for the most part, from pictures that I've seen, it looks like they wear this red one at home quite a bit, and either they go red pant or they go blue pant or they go white pant. It's fine in terms of it being clean and not, too messy. Okay. Here, Greg. Look at the shoulder stripes and look at the numbers. That pattern is reversed.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
So the white is
on the shoulder.
Yeah.
The white is in the middle with blue trim. It's the opposite on the number 6 inches away.
Yeah.
No, that's buzzer sound. That's violation. Foul. 2 fouls.
Interesting. Okay. Yep.
So again, if I was good at Photoshop, I would reverse that and just look and see what it is. The helmet is okay. I like the simplicity of it. And I'm just trying to look if there's a different logo that they use for the Mustangs, and I don't think that there is, but it's fine. It's a fine helmet. I got no problems there. It's just maybe it's just with this jersey. It's just I want to see that number. I want to see those colors reversed.
Yeah. What strikes me with St. Rita is that the SR, the very traditional looking SR logo on the helmet, it doesn't necessarily match the jerseys that they're rolling out, right? The Under Armour jersey set that they have here seems a little more modern, and the helmet seems a little more traditional. And that clashes a little bit with me.
Well, I can see that,
yeah.
Certainly. So yeah, is it the worst I've seen today? No. Is it up there for me? Also no. But on the flip side,
yes,
a very, very, very good uniform here. I mean, you're looking at it. It's Virginia Tech.
Yep.
And I've always been a sucker for that color scheme. I think you can do a lot of great things with it. I think Brother Rice does good things with it. I'd like to see some trim on the numbers there in the front just to give it a little bit of something, but I'm okay with how it looks right now. Great helmet. Looks a little bit like the Baskin & Robbins logo, but I can get by with that too. But no, I like the way that this away option for Brother Rice looks.
Shout out to Baskin Robbins, by the way. How about
are you going Baskin Robbins or are you going Cold Stone?
Ooh, see, growing up, we had a Baskin Robbins in Ottawa, so I think I'm going nostalgia. I'm going Baskin Robbins.
Okay. And I just looked that logo up. I'm being a little unfair with that.
Yeah.
The Baskin Robbins logo doesn't look anything like that. It's just the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah.
Retracted. Retracted.
There you go. Fair enough. All right. So the brother, man, this Brother Rice photo, this looks tough, man. It's in the rain, the jersey's scuffed up, but it looks like that kind of classic traditional football jersey. It looks good here. Yeah. And I get what you're saying with the trim, the numbers, but I think it works the way it is. I think it works really well.
Or just make the number. And okay, and this is kind of the problem I had with Lena Winslow's jerseys last year. One, they were super plain, but they were kind of skinny. Let's take up some more real estate then. You know what I mean? Let's make those numbers a little bigger.
Yeah. Well, what I think is funny when you look at this matchup is you have the SR helmet logo versus the BR helmet logo. Very similar, right? Some programs coming out of the Catholic League. I think they're rivals. I know they're rivals, but I think they're pretty close to each other, like pretty nearby proximity. So, I think that's kind of an interesting wrinkle in it where they look the same. I lean a little bit. What do you got, Mitch?
I sent you one picture from the game that these guys played earlier this year where they're wearing this exact matchup.
Yes.
But if you zoom in, they're wearing the American flag SR. So they do switch that up a little bit.
I did notice that actually when you sent me that.
You know what? I would be okay if they did that full time because at least that's your color scheme.
I guess so, but it still seems like a deviation and it seems like a special thing, not a weekly regular.
Okay, then in general, then throw a little bit of navy into that helmet, and then you got something going.
That I would agree with. Yes, that I would agree with. I think that the helmet needs a little more. They do some pride stickers, so that
they're also wearing blue. They're also wearing their navy pants in that picture. So they do go navy pants.
Yes, they can. So that's the thing. They have options to go white pants as well. We're not sure where they're going to go exactly, but they have several options there.
And it looks like Brother Rice, at least in this picture, and again, I'm assuming this is from this year, that they might have a different white jersey option as well. Because I'm pretty sure that picture that we're showing is from this year, but it looks like they have a more basic white and maroon away jersey too that they could wear.
Okay, that's it. I really like the picture we're looking at, but I could get behind that as well. Now, what say you? Because helmet matching pants here.
Sorry, I'm looking up at yes, they do have white pants. Yes, I don't see that they've done it. I think they stick to at least at home they stick to maroon and white. And just as I say that, I take that back. They have gone white on white on the road before. So they've got options. They all look good for Brother Rice there. So I'll be interested to see how they come out looking in this game. Two teams that are very, very familiar with one another. So I don't expect I expect it to look very similar to how they looked earlier this year when they played, because it was the same. St. Rita was home and Brother Rice was away.
So, Mitch, before we make our picks, I think one more bit of information that is vital to this conversation. When I told my wife, the uniforms that were being discussed, and she knows the episode. She's very familiar. Big fan, right? Of course.
Of course.
I say that very tongue-in-cheek, very sarcastically. So when I told Becca that we were talking about St. Rita versus Brother Rice, her curiosity piqued. She had to look it up. St. Rita is the patron saint of impossible causes. So I don't know what that says about their jersey combination or their chances to win this week. But
impossible causes.
Yes, the patron saint of impossible causes. So
refer to situations that seem hopeless or insurmountable.
And I told her that's a bad omen going into the game, and she said, no, maybe that's great. That's their patron saint of, things that seem impossible, that they can get the win. So
they're the patron saint of circumstances in life that appear unresolvable or extremely challenging.
There you have it.
Yeah, don't know if that's good or bad.
And does that affect?
Unsure.
Does that affect your uniform choice?
It could. They could definitely get into a spot where it's unresolvable.
Okay. It's you, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty easily Brother Rice in this. I like that look. I know they're not the home team, but their home look is even better than this is. But I think you nailed it. That looks like a football player, right? That is a football uniform. That looks like what Virginia Tech fans want their team to look like.
Yeah.
So no, I'm in on it. Brother Rice.
Yep. I'm in lockstep with you. I agree. It's Brother Rice in this one. And getting back to what we said about maybe Providence is trying to be traditional, Brother Rice nails it, right? They're being traditional, and they got it. They've nailed the look.
You know what? Imagine, if you would, this picture and take the BR off that helmet. That's at least still an okay helmet because they do the stripes up the middle.
Sure.
Like, at least it's something.
There you go. Yep. That's a good point. Yep. Overall, I'm with you. I'm Brother Rice on this one. And I got students of mine that were Brother Rice alums. So that I gotta go with, and they're Crusaders, Mitch. I gotta go with Crusaders in this one.
I don't even think I knew that.
Now you know.
Now I do.
And you also know
Crusaders.
that Saint Rita is the patron saint of impossible causes. So there we go.
Right. Yep.
All right, here we go. The final matchup in the bracket. Mount Carmel, the Caravan.
Mount Carmel.
They're one of Mitch's all-time love affairs in uniforms, going up against Oswego, the Panthers. Shout out to at Cooney Panthers, the head coach of Oswego, has a great X feed, keeps things posted. He had some great photos on there, so we, borrowed them for this episode so we could promote what they're rolling out there. It's an Under Armour set, and I like Under Armour. This, Mitch, is very similar to, in our area, like Anawan Wethersfield. Rolls with a very similar Under Armour set, and I like it. I've always been really impressed with it, but they're going up against a juggernaut here in Mount Carmel.
Yeah, we'll stick with Oswego for just a second because, this is a template for Under Armour that's been around for a while. And what I like on this set that Oswego does, you've got two stripes on the jersey and the pant, right? An orange one and a blue one.
Yep.
And then they do the same thing on their helmet. They don't try and go 3. They don't do 1. They do 2. So it's very, very consistent. Now, it's a little different because I don't think you normally see 2 different color stripes on the helmet.
Yeah.
Going from front to back. So curious to get your thoughts on that. But I think this is a unique look. A great. Are they the Panthers or are they the Wildcats?
Panthers. Yep.
Panthers. So it's a Panther logo that you don't see a ton anymore. I like this uniform. I like the all whites here from Oswego.
Yeah, I really like this look.
Does that bumper say claw?
It does.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which I also thought was kind of cool when I was doing my research. Yes, I agree with that.
Big points there.
Yeah. So originally, like I said back at the beginning of the episode, we thought Oswego was going to be the home team. So we had started looking up their navy, their dark blue jersey, which looks very similar. I think they could go navy on navy, but what I saw was navy with white pants. But this white look all the way down looks really clean, really crisp. Now, they do one of the things, they got a helmet with a logo on one side and the number on the other. You can see it up in the photo there. I think it works for them. There are some teams I'm okay with it. Like, for example, Monmouth Roseville in our area, they've done it for a long time. I think it works for them. It's kind of one of their just signature looks. Mitch, what I want to ask you about is in this Under Armour set, I'm not sure if Anawan Wethersfield's jerseys have it, but do the pants have the almost like horizontal stripe? I don't remember, but either way, what are your thoughts on the horizontal stripe kind of going around and across the front of the kind of the thigh area on the pants?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
because I think Anawan Wethersfield does the same, if I'm remembering correctly. So,
yeah,
it's a template that works. I think it's unique in that sense. So, it's different, but it's okay. I can live with that.
Okay, so the reason I bring it up is because Northwestern they used Under Armour, and they still do, and they went with that horizontal stripe above the knee, there on the thigh, and like they kind of like caught some flack on it. Like they got some criticism about it, and I don't know. I think it works. Like I like it, and I don't know. It caught a lot of bad traction. Like people didn't like it, but I think it looks good. I think it works. So anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of things you're okay with, let's look at Mount Carmel. And again, similar to East St. Louis, have we ever not talked about Mount Carmel jerseys in this podcast?
Well, this is 4 in a row. So maybe not.
I think we've talked about them every year. Give us the breakdown, Mitch. Give us the look.
Well, there are two schools that at least are top of mind that are brown and white, and it's Mount Carmel and it's Joliet Catholic,
Yep.
and they both don't do anything special. And if you are seeing this picture, you'll know that my biggest gripe is that the stripes aren't consistent, which I thought they fixed that, but I guess I'm misremembering wrong, because I did look back at some pictures from years prior, and it's always been this way. So there are things that could be fixed here, sure, but I truly, I don't even know if I could pinpoint it. It's just, maybe it's just a uniform that has looked the same. Maybe to your point, that the CCL teams try and maintain that same look, and it's a look that just resembles excellence and the Mount Carmel way of doing things, and it just looks like a good football team's uniform. So, no, I have nothing wrong with this. This is what they like wearing. And just to go back to that,
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Some information that they brought to us. So I'd reached out to Caravan on X and just say, hey, what are we thinking on Saturday? Are we going to go brown on white, brown on brown, or brown on yellow, which is a fantastic classic uniform that they wear. And this is what they sent back to us, which was completely unexpected. And I loved this in every way. We'll be wearing our standard brown on white. We're undefeated in it in state finals games. 1980, 1996, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2002, and 2019. Now, certainly in some of the years that they've won championship games, they were the away team, so it doesn't factor in. But I don't know if they've lost wearing brown on brown. I'm not sure, but they're undefeated in this set. That throwback of brown on yellow, which is a fantastic look. We won't ever wear throwbacks in the championship game. It belongs to that era. So that they wouldn't wear that in a state championship game. They try and limit it, try and limit the wear and tear so they don't have to get new jerseys, do it on homecoming. They did it once this year on the road, actually, when they played a team from my area, when they played Cincinnati Moeller. So yeah, this is the set that they like to wear if they're the home team and are getting into state championship, because they are undefeated. How many did I say? Was that 6 or 7 that they've won?
At least
7.
So, geez.
Yeah. Yeah. 80, 96, 98, 99, 2000. Yeah. So this could be the 8th time. They could be 8-0 wearing brown on white in a state championship game. So no, this is my pick. It's my all-time pick. I can't explain it really in detail. It's just, I think it's just what reminds me, I guess, of Illinois football. I think that sounds weird, but I know what I'm looking at. I love this uniform, and I'll pick it every single time. Every single time.
I think I've picked it every time, but I have to go back and listen to the episodes now, because I'm guessing I have.
Hang on. Let's go back. Do
you have the results pulled up somewhere?
No. They played Batavia last year. That was probably Mount Carmel.
Yep.
The year before that was Downers Grove North. They're purple and black, so that was probably Mount Carmel.
Okay. Yep.
And then I'm just going to go one more. Batavia again. So
I'm thinking I've picked them every year then. Here's something for you, Mitch. It's a very subtle detail. Maybe this is what pushes it over the top without even noticing it. The gray face mask.
I think so.
It could be. You know what I mean? I something about it.
It just breaks it up a little bit.
It all works, right? Like this would not look the same at all if you had a white mask or a brown mask. It just wouldn't work.
Again, I wish we were good at Photoshop and we could do this.
Mitch, I'm not sure I'm good enough.
If only one of our wives was really good at Photoshop and could do that for us, but I'm not sure why we haven't utilized that yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're probably better at a lot of things than we are. And
right.
So,
we need Becca in the design room ASAP.
Here's the thing: is how after taking up so much time to sit down here and talk about all this stuff, and then I say, "Oh yeah, can you do like this work for me too?" Like,
right.
Yeah. So. Anyway, but don't you think
can you make this face mask brown for me real quick so I can talk about it?
Well, Mitch, I got some Photoshop edits I'm going to try to make and send them your way, and then we're going to get some reaction to that and see if it works. Yeah. But I think the gray,
graphic design is your passion.
I think the gray face mask is part of it. I do. I really do. I love.
If I could change one thing, I would throw a stripe in between that thick stripe in the pant just to make it 2 stripes on the jersey and on the pant. That's the only thing I would fix.
And again, I'd have to look back at Mount Carmel history, but I almost wonder if that thick stripe on the pants, if that's their traditional look that they've always had. So they just stick with it. That would be my guess, is that they don't veer away from it.
That is a question for Vincent Johnson.
That's true. That is very true. And before our next time we record, I'm sure we will get an answer, which I absolutely love. We will see him on the sidelines
now
at Bloomington and Normal.
Okay. All right. This is where I'm going to have a gripe with the admins there at Caravan Football, because when I look up 1990 Mount Carmel, the IHSA video that pulls up, they are wearing the brown on yellow. So,
okay.
They have done.
Well, but was that in their era?
But wait a minute. Didn't they say that they wore brown on white in 1990? No, they didn't. Never mind.
So maybe that's when they wore. That was their jersey back then. In 90.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Let's go to 96.
So in the meantime, I'm going to say I think the other.
Okay,
go ahead.
Real quick. I looked up the 1996 game, and yes. They don't have sleeve stripes, but they do have that thick stripe on the pant. Yep.
So I think that answers a question there, is they stick with that. And I can appreciate that. I love the very subtle, there's a little bit of white trim on the collar, but then the MC right there on that chest plate right there in the middle of the V of the collar, I think looks great. They got Caravan on the bumper of the helmet. And again, that white helmet with the, Mount Carmel MC along with the gray face mask, I think it all works really well. So,
I'm also a sucker for their shirts that always say "Built on Dante," because I think it's Dante Street or something.
Yeah.
Lynch is always wearing one, but it's just a cool shirt. But
do we need to reach out to our good friend Jordan Lynch now that we have a connection to Mount Carmel and get some Mount Carmel gear?
Let's not test our luck too much, because I didn't even know Caravan followed us, and I'm so appreciative that they did, or that they do, and they were able to provide not only this picture, but some back history and some reasoning. So no, I appreciate that.
I just said I had some family from Providence, and I got some students that went to Brother Rice. They're going to hate if I start rocking Mount Carmel gear. They're really going to hate that. So I should tread lightly where I'm going there. But
yeah.
All right, Mitch, I think the verdict is already in here. Yeah.
Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
This is a very solid contender.
This was a tough matchup, tougher than the ones I thought in years past. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But the gap between Mount Carmel and anyone else is pretty big for me anyway.
Yep. It's all right. There we go, Mitch. There is all 8 classes. We've made our picks. Yep. Now I think it's time we, recap, go through what we have the same, and we were different on several this year, which is exciting. So All right. Go through in Class 1A, Mitch. Who'd you take?
Brown County.
And I went Lena Winslow. In 2A, Mitch.
Wilmington.
And I went Maroa Forsyth. In 3A, we both agree on Byron.
Yep.
In 4A, we both agree on Montini.
Yep.
In 6A, you take
Providence.
I take Wheaton St. Francis. In 6A, you're going Fenwick. I'm going wild card. I'm going East St. Louis. I'm hoping for something good there. It's a risk. It's a chance, but I'm taking a shot.
Yep.
In 7A, we both have Brother Rice. And in 8A, we both have Mount Carmel.
So is there any... Well, no, I guess not. We agree on 4. We disagree on 4.
Yep.
But yeah, that's probably our biggest gap we've had in years that we've done this.
I would say so. Yep. So, all right. Well, the let the chips fall where they may now that we've made our choices. So, I love it.
And I think looking back at it, 1, 2, 3, I think 5 of those teams will win based on uniforms.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I think five of my uniform picks will actually win. So we'll see.
Yeah. That's a fair point. That really at the end of the day, I'm not sure what the uniform has to do with them winning on the field, but you never know.
Look good, play good.
That's right. Well, to anyone who has listened to this episode and doesn't actually follow or subscribe to our regular episodes every week, we do a deep dive into the 1A through 3A state championship games, because that's kind of our bread and butter. That's kind of our wheelhouse there. We touch a little bit on 4A and then talk about the 5A through 8A games and kind of the matchup. But Mitch, we got a lot of great coverage for that 1A through 4A Friday. It's going to be great down there in Hancock Stadium.
Yeah. So I imagine if you're listening to this episode, you've listened to others, but yeah, we're going to cover every inch of Friday, 1A through 3A, and we'll let the other folks that get into the 4A and up handle their business. But we'll stick to what we know, and I think we're primed to do a real good job. And I hope the fans enjoy it. I hope the players enjoy it, and should be a really exciting, fun day covering state championships as always.
Yep, no doubt about it. So thank you to everyone who listens, who follows along. Make sure to follow our coverage on View from the West podcast, also at NUIC Football. You can find us on X. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. We're going to have great coverage from that Friday of high school state championship football. So we can't wait to see you and talk to you there. So until then, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you later.